Jozamba Gogo Nkulsarwa Sendo the Gogo Bathini Mbatha umavula kuvala emzila manye amadoda number 1 locksmith. Ngani zakwethu today we saying do not move in. Excuse me. Do not move in. Don't move in. You bought a new house, it doesn't matter even if it's brand new, or maybe it's a house that you bought, somebody was staying there, or you just move in and everything. This is something that I've also learned very late in my life. Ukuthi izinto zomuntu, they remain behind. Most of the stuff that person uses, they remain behind. And let's start about the new property. Let's say you are moving in the new property. You totally convinced, oh, you know, this is one property. Nobody ever stayed there. It's safe. I don't have to paint. It's just a move-in apartment. I'm very excited. You know, I'm looking forward and everything. It's okay. However, the people that are owners of the construction, one, they might have used something to get that contract. They might have went to the site to matter what to be the ones that get to buy the property or get to be awarded the construction of building whatever houses and everything. Two, the people now that are working there, they may be doing something. Uguti, the business owners, now the construction owners, they must like them, they must love their work and everything. People come from different countries, from all walks of life. We do not know what is it exactly that they use, whether they're using pure muti or they're using animals or some magic and everything. Then you bought a house from the house that it was brand new, nobody ever stayed there and everything. But you have these two issues that I've mentioned. The owner of the construction might have done something in the place, not to you direct, and left it there. The owner of the employees of the construction, they might have been using something and they've left it there and everything, and so that if anybody else that comes there, that person must be tired, must not have a will to work. They must always complain, they must do this, they must do that, they must do that. You know, it's just a lot of things that people do. Excuse me. It's just a lot of things that people do in terms of for them to have things their way. Then you have a house that is rented out, or the rental to me, and the house that you bought that somebody was staying there previously, especially Tinendlumnyam. I'm not being racist or something. I'm not saying other tribes are not using muti and everything. But most of the time, it is us. You know, you move into this place, you're rushing. You move into this place, you're rushing. Others, you put your ancestors in a rented place. Others, you put your ancestors in a bond place. If it's rented and you are guaranteed sure, which is, I don't think you can be sure about a rental, you're not going to move. This is your property. The plan was to buy it in the near future. You're not gonna move, then it's fine. But how much chances are there? Very slim. Two, if it's your house, the bond, yes, you put there. But here's a mistake that people do when they put ancestors in the house, that it's a bond house that they are buying. They didn't buy it. They're still paying for it. The house, it was not being bought. They're still paying for it. I don't know which term can I use, because these houses it's not ours until it's paid off. But definitely, you know, you're working, you know, your finances are in order. Definitely going to let's be positive. You're going to finish the bond. You have insurance. Should anything happen to you, your loved ones, they'll be left safe in the property. Then on that property, when you put your ancestors, one, don't say it's their house. Don't say it's their house. just say, this is where you are staying. Could they please be with you while you are still here? You are paying a bond. You are given so many years to pay off this bond. Please, my ancestors, assist me to be possible for us to own this property. It is not ours as yet. Then you are putting your ancestors into a duty call. They must work. They must work. Don't buy a bond house and say you're putting ancestors, and then ancestors will come and say, no, and then you tell your ancestors, this is your house, please protect it and everything. They relax. They're just protecting the house from strangers, from bad vibes, from external forces, from crime and everything. Paying off, no. Then when you move, most of the time you forget to take them with you. Then you say, no, I'll go, and then when I come back, I'll call them from the gate. You come back, somebody else has bought a house who has nothing to do with your ancestors, and they want nothing to happen at their gate. And what then are you going to do? It's their property. Worse, only to find out it's not even a bond. Even if it's a bond, at the end of the day, it's their property because this bond is in their name. Then what happens? So don't move in before you do something. There are rituals that you can do. One, in terms of saying, to get rid of bad spirit, anything that people were doing there, whatever that you were doing, you chasing out, you are cleansing the whole place, the whole flat, the whole house, the whole farm, whatever type of property it is. Two, there's a ritual that you do when you suspect, no man, when I came here, there was a smell of impeponyana, there was this room that was locked and we couldn't get the key for it, and later when we got the key, it was dodging, it had the bad vibes and everything, which means that person has invited their ancestors there. You need to be able to take them out. Gogo, is it possible for me to take them out even if it's not my ancestors? Yes, it is possible to take them out. There's a ritual, there's a special ritual for it that you can use to take them out, so that Uguti, there's nothing that you are going to work on top of it. It is dangerous to work on top of something that you do not know. Yes, let's face it, our tribe, we are the mostly people that 99% of the time we will want to do that. And when we leave, we just leave and we leave our stuff behind. But other tribes, they normally, I don't want to mention colors, but I'll use the way tribes, so that guys, we all accommodate each other, because this channel is not for Zulu speaking people only. That's why I use my broken English, so that I accommodate everybody, and I'm happy, guys, that most of you guys, you understand what this is not my mother tongue. It's very few people that you'll hear saying to me, Gogo, it's not this, it's this, and I get annoyed, but I've decided not to answer those people because they're wasting my data. We're not there. We're not in the language topic. Do not move in. Do not do things on top of what you do not know, even if there's nothing that was used there, but do something. It's a mistake that I have done personally, whether moving in the flat. I remember 2003, I bought a house. When I moved there, I just moved in there and everything, and it was not nice to stay there. It wasn't nice, but I didn't take that up to now recently, when I read the comments and when I communicate with different clients to say, Gogo, I'm moving into a new flat. I think I should do something. Gogo, this is what I do. I think there's something wrong. Gogo, I've just moved into the house. I've had the sliding door closing. The next thing, there's a bed. There's a broken egg of a bed there in my bedroom or whatever. Those things. And I said to myself, No. Let me quickly do this video before I forget about it, because that is another thing, guys, that is very, 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 very bad. Because sometimes that place, it has bad vibes because of the people that used to stay there. It's confusing. If this house used to stay people that always fight, they push each other on the wall, there's blood sometimes, there's always war, and this one goes to inyanga yake, this one goes to inyanga yake. They use muti for them to love each other, but things are not working. They fight like dogs and cats and everything all the time. What even if they didn't bring anything tangible to say, either they are inviting their ancestors or they are doing what, but in anything, you still need to do something. How are you going to see that? You're going to see the vibes to say, ever since we moved here, we don't get along. You know? And there are places, let's go to another part. There are places whereby when you move in, it's harmony, it's home. It's not a house, it's home. There's so much warmth, there's so much love, a chemistry around it. You know, it's nice. You still have to do something so that you preserve that, because it works in your favor. It's positive for you and your family, so that you live in peace, you get along, everything goes well, you're happy. You know, even if you have misunderstandings, you are able to sit down to say, but Standasam, you didn't speak well here. Now, but here, okay, let's deal with it. I'm sorry. Okay, it's fine. You know, kids, they can see that a family is happy and everything. You should preserve that. There's still something that you need to do so that you are continuing to be happy in that space. Do not move in before you do something. If you normally go down on your knees and pray and call whatever spirits, it's okay, do that. It's not always about go and fetch muti or iswasho uchele inyamazane ushis. It's not always about that. It's always about your belief system. That small prayer. If now you have to move, they said you must move before the 31st of December. You have to move. There's no way you can go to Limpopo, to Cape Town, to wherever where you get help. You need to move and everything. Make a call. Let them know. Gogo Bathini, I would have loved to come and see you. I'm moving to a new place. Please put me into your prayers. Maybe calling up your pastor. Put me into your prayers. I will also pray when I get there. But as soon as I get a chance, I'll come and get something so that I can cleanse the place. That works as well. You can go to a market where they sell muti. Although I don't really advise people to go buy muti there, because when you buy muti, guys, when we get muti, whether from the mountains, the forest, wherever, where we buy them from the muti market and everything, there are rituals that we do as traditional healers when we get at home. We don't just get muti and give it to you. There's things that we do. I can do it anyway. I don't have to be home to do that. But there are things that we do to that muti so that that muti is now registered to my ancestors. So that my ancestors give that muti a strength. If you go there, and it's worse if you go there in the market and you buy your muti from somebody who's not even a traditional healer, but somebody who saw an opportunity to sell muti. I don't like it. Rather, get anyone close by. Don't go there for consultation. Just say, I'm moving to a new house. All I want is something that I can burn, or I can just sprinkle it in the house and in the yard. That's it. Then they'll tell you, okay, it's going to cost this much. Then they give you, you go use it. It's for a meantime while you're still preparing to go and meet the actual person that is responsible to assist you. Please, guys, let's not do that mistakes. It's a mistake I've personally done on cars, on rented properties. I'm telling you, it's also the mistake that I've done. Luckily, luckily, I'll say it's pure luck. I haven't had really that much of challenges to say, you know, maybe it's fights now and everything. No, and that is pure luck. It's not because of no, it's not because of that. However, what I do, the only mistake that I've done is to do something before I've moved in. But as soon as my network comes back, as soon as I stop pulling with this network, and I'm using the network that is reliable, I want to mention networks, I might get a sponsor to the one I criticize, then things are fine. Because I do mixed intelesi, sprinkle the yard, burn some inyamazane inside the house and everything. It's something that I feel that I am consistent in doing it. And I can feel the yard if ever it has lots of bad vibes. I can feel it, and I wake up even at 1 a.m. and sprinkle the whole yard and everything just to make sure I get rid of evil spirit. So definitely, it is very important, guys, when you move into your house, whether it's a rented place, whether it's you bought a house, whether it's a flat, it's a townhouse, a penthouse, doesn't matter what property it is, you need to do something. If you have moved in already, don't worry. No, don't stress. We all make mistakes. You can still do something about it. You can still do something about it. Lastly, guys, there's a lot that we should do when we're traveling. I'll put it, because if I put it on its own, I will put it on its own in the near future, but allow me to put it now. Guys, there is something that needs to be done before we travel. Especially traveling these days with a car, motorbike, a bus, public transport, flights and everything. There is something that needs to be done all the time. And I'm appealing to all tribes on this particular one. I was on the queue, behind me there was white couple, and we're moving, and as we move along, and I'm asking this, okay, I don't know, or the partner, the husband, I think, went to ask on another queue, because it was long queues, to say what is happening that side. Maybe we're wasting time this side, because the flight was going to leave us behind if ever we were too late. I've asked this lady to say, how are you? And she was very okay. No, she said, fine, thanks for asking, how are you? I said, no, I was okay until you came here. Who's Sophie? And she started like, okay, what's happening now? No, she's my domestic worker who passed on and everything. What did you do for her? Guys, if you have a helper that has passed on, the helper that used to pack for you in the way that used to amaze you, the way they used to pack and everything, now you are packing the way Sophie used to pack. Let me leave it there, guys. I'll do a video about it. It's a very interesting video about our challenge. It's about what you need to do. It's 2 videos. 1, we're going to talk about domestic workers. 2, we're going to talk about another video about traveling, what you need to do when you are traveling. I'm going to post the traveling one tomorrow, because these are the busy days of traveling. The domestic workers one, I'll put it on January. Salukwazi ndoda uGogo Bathini Mbatha, umavula kuvala emzini amadoda, u-Auntie Usha, #1 locksmith. Thokozani bogogo, your book is coming. The combination of yellow and blue, the power of that combination, it's priceless. It's please reserve yours by phoning 0357995703, 0357995703. It's a booking line. You may as well tell them that we must phone if we need to reserve our books. thokozani.